Hello, Pisces, and welcome to your September 2023 horoscope. My name is Jeff Smith here at Raise Your Vibration TV. I am your professional astrologer, and I am going to waltz you through the month of September and give you the astrology forecast and the cosmic weather and how you can get in sync with that. We're going to talk about the overall feeling of the emphasis of the month, what your focus will be on. We're going to talk about the new and full moons, great times of the month for you to set your intentions and to release. We're going to talk about the retrogrades going on. We're going to look at the calendar view to see exactly what's going on with that. And without further ado, before I jump into it, I always do that. I never do any self-promotion, but I'm going to do it now, Pisces, okay? So listen up. All right, first of all, watch a damn tarot reading too, because when you watch both of these, you get some really good insight on how your month is going to go. You're going to get intuitive guidance with the tarot reading, and you're going to get astrological guidance with the astrology reading. It all works out, doesn't it? And I provide it here for you on Raise Your Vibration TV. So thank you so much for being here, Pisces. I enjoy doing these, love doing these for you. So let's get started. My phone is buzzing and I'm just going to shut it off because people always call me while I'm trying to do these fucking readings. So without further ado, let's take a look at your chart. All right. Let's transition. Boom. There we are. All right. So all this month, there is a push and a pull here. You see all these planets on one side of the chart and then some more on this side. So you got kind of like a seesaw effect going on here. And it's really funny because towards the end of the month, we're moving into Libra, which is all about balance. It's all about balance for that. So what I want you to do is try to balance things out in your life. You've got your personal relationships, your interpersonal relationships and your relationships with yourself, okay? Good news is Venus is actually going to be moving forward in your sign right here in the sixth house, not in your sign, but in Leo. And so it's a good time to now get that routine down, It's for the love of who you are and what you do. The emphasis this month, though, again, is on relationships because the sun's movement is going to be from this point all the way up until this point, right about here at 7 degrees Libra. So at the beginning of the month, it's in Virgo, and then it's going to be transitioning later into the 8th house, your solar 8th house, out of your 7th. So relationships are going to be reaching a crescendo during the month, and then things even out, go into the 8th house. And that's finances. That's a lot of things, actually. There's a big umbrella here. But usually the 7th house is just one thing, relationships and how you deal with the public. And it's opposite Saturn, so just be aware of that. Mercury will also be going direct on the 15th of this month. So now communications and relationships seem to open. We're not at a stalemate anymore, okay? So let's go ahead and look at the calendar. So you want to focus on 3 areas of your life. You've got these 3 houses here, 3 houses here, and they all tie in with Pluto to the group, all right? So how you present yourself, how you feel about yourself, and how you communicate yourself in your daily routine, your relationships, and your spiritual aspects of it too, okay? But you're going to be balancing, and it all has to do with relationships and groups and all of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar. This I make every month to guide you. I use the moon's placements because the moon moves pretty fast through the horoscope, for the month. So it's usually 2 or 3 days in a sign. And this is our mood indicator, And then we have the dates that are highlighted here that are important. We're going to talk about weekends that are good and not so good. But let's start with the calendar, okay? So again, we have Venus going direct, the planet of love, on the 3rd. And then Jupiter, the planet of luck and prosperity, is going retrograde the next day on the 4th. Now, you want to pay more attention to money around this time. Venus and Jupiter also has to do with money. Venus's values, Jupiter brings the abundance, And just because Jupiter is retrograde, you're going to see this more on the world stage. So around this time, you're going to find some things out about the financial markets. There was a huge conference going on about the BRICS nations going on at that time. The 7th may be a little foggy for you because the moon is going to be squaring Neptune. Now, remember, the moon moves through fast. So that's why, you can be entitled as or called moody, because the moon changes its moods a lot. This weekend, though, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th, the 11th look really good for a good weekend, a spontaneous weekend, making plans with the sun trine Jupiter. And maybe not making plans. If you don't have any plans, let the universe guide you and see where it takes you. The moon moves into Leo on the 10th. That's on a Sunday. It moves into fun-loving Leo, romantic Leo. And not only that, the moon conjuncts Venus, the planet of love, on the 11th. That's a good weekend. However, right back to the grindstone on Tuesday. We have the moon square Uranus, so that spontaneity, you're not going to like it so much on the 12th. So if I was to make a prediction here, it's like don't drink a lot. Don't overdo it that weekend because you're going to feel it on Tuesday. But then we're gearing up. The moon moves into Virgo on the 13th. We're down to earth. We're getting a little bit more practical. And then the new moon takes place on the 14th. It happens at 9:39 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's in the sign of Virgo, and it's at 21 degrees Virgo. So if you have any earth placements or anything like that in 21 degrees, see how this new moon is going to affect you. Now, the new moon illuminates things. It gives... No, I'm sorry. Moons always illuminate things, but the new moon is to plant the seeds of your desires. This is new beginnings. New moon equals new beginnings. The full moon illuminates things. We'll talk about that later on. But this is an excellent time for feet on the ground, practical approach. You can see that Mercury's going direct the next day and the moon's entering Libra. So things will start to balance out. Now, this is when things get a little wonky here. So on the new moon, it's a great time for new beginnings. That new moon for you, Pisces, is happening in your 7th house. So if Pisces are on their way to manifesting a relationship or moving forward in a relationship, this is around the time it starts to manifest. However, we got to give it some time with this fresh energy moving forward now. We've got the moon conjunct Mars, so it's feeling emotionally triggered, maybe on that 16th. Then Venus squares Jupiter. One's retrograde, the other isn't now. They kind of switched sides. So that's also going to be felt. And the moon's going to be in Scorpio. Then the moon makes opposition to your ruler, Neptune. So this is like the fog being lifted. So let's wait out this weekend. Let's get our intentions in line. You can still get your intentions in line up until the full moon. But this could be the veil lifted for you. And the energy shifts because the moon makes a nice trine to Pluto. Great transformations and breakthroughs right after that, the week after that new moon. Then the sun moves out of Virgo energy into Libra energy. So we're moving out of earth energy into air energy. So we're going to be thinking of a lot of things. I think the best week for you would probably be the last week in September. The moon moves into your sign during that time. The moon also makes a sextile to Jupiter. And then we have the full moon in Aries. Now, the full moons illuminate things. It shines a light on issues that we need to work on. It is 6 degrees in Aries. And then also the Venus is also square Uranus on the 29th. This is going to be taking place in your 2nd house of finances. So, and Venus does rule finances. So let's not throw the money down on something. Let's not make any big major purchases right now. I know that Venus is out of being retrograde, but Venus is out of retrograde, but also Mercury. But you want to watch the finances around the end of the month. And then we'll talk more about what's going on for October and October. But for you, Pisces, it's all about your relationships and how you work with people and how you interact with them. It's very important for you to do that. So with that being said, this month is going to be all a focus on relationships, finding a new relationship, opening up to it, changing your routine, getting past your limitations and allowing yourself to open up to all these possibilities, especially when it comes to relationships with yourself and with others. So really put a focus on that this month, and you'll be smooth sailing for the rest of the year. All right, Pisces, don't forget to watch your tarot reading also for September, and like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in October. Thank you so much.